Alright, how's everyone doing? Welcome to From Z to A, Alphabetical Interviews with Zach Anderson. I am Zach Anderson. Today we're here at Sage Sound Studios for the 47th edition of Monsters of Acoustic Rock, and I am joined by Sarah Dunn.
Hello everybody. Hello. Zach, how are you?
I'm doing alright, how are you?
I am wonderful, thank you.
Excellent. So I'm going to ask you the difficult questions, as long as it has something to do with the letters of your name.
I'm ready for this.
Okay. So we're going to start with S. When you're writing a song, do you tend to start with music or lyrics or melody? Does it vary song to song?
Almost always it is lyrics first, which is exciting and interesting because I will be pressure washing a rug in my backyard and I'll be listening to a true crime podcast, which is really mundane.
Right.
But listening to something that like I have a feeling in my heart, and so I'll then write a song from that, or I will see something on Reddit that makes me feel a certain way and I'll write a song about that. So yeah, it definitely tends to be kind of lyrics first. I have a whole boneyard of notebooks that are just half-written songs.
Right.
And then I'll occasionally pull from them to finish other songs.
Right.
So yeah, if you're texting with me at any given moment, you are risking
perfectly fine.
Being in it, well, you, but depends on what we're texting about. Right. So, all right, yep.
And how much does an audience affect your set? Do you tend to plan things out meticulously beforehand, or would you change it up depending on how they react to certain songs?
I am 99% meticulous because I personally really benefit from a drummer. Okay. And so the times I've had the graciousness of Kelly Cansier, who's a multi-instrumentalist, and she drums to drum with me, or Kenny from Sheen Penguin has drummed with me for a couple of times. Those people are the backbone of my set. Right. And they're my metronome, they're my heart, they kind of hold me together in a way because that allows me to be emotional and kind of unraveled in a weird way. And so I try not to stray. Right. However, do you like Calvin and Hobbes? Yeah. Okay, of course you do. Yeah. I love Calvin and Hobbes, and in Bill Watterson's 10th year anniversary collection, he talks about the specificity of a lot of things in Calvin and Hobbes and how that makes the comic more interesting. Okay. And I've carried that in my heart since I was 15, which is a long time. And I really appreciate that, and so I tend to write very specific songs, sometimes about very specific people, and if I see them in the audience, I'm like, Mayday, like we have to skip the song and like it's something else. So like once in a blue moon, that very embarrassingly happens. Right. But typically I am a very strict and anxious like set list person. Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's good to know.
So if I'm ever like the cat song, shit.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I just said the S word.
It's all good. Okay. Is there anything that's required of you to do in order to get ready for a set? Do you have any pre-show rituals?
So, I'm a single mom. All right. And I have my kids all but maybe 3 days a month. So, pre-show ritual is kind of funny because like when I'm leaving for a show, I feel like my house is throwing me up. Like it's like barfing me out and all of my equipment, and my kids and the babysitter are like, good luck mom, and there's an internal joke in my family of like, I can't ever leave once. I'm like, okay, I'm good, I'm all got it, I'll get in the car. I start it and I'm like, I forgot my anxiety medication, I forgot my inhaler, I forgot my instrument, and so I always come back in another time, and so that's a standing joke and reality. In an ideal world, was like today, where my kids were picked up by their grandparents who are wonderful people, and I had time to drive and like do my little vocal coaching by myself in the car while I drive myself, and then like drink some water and like relax, and that tends to be ideal where I can kind of have like that quiet time in my mind. Yeah. But reality is very different. And even just recently, Kelly was playing with me at Best Video for an art walk thing in the area of Hamden, and I was like just really stressed because my kids were like talking to me at the same time, which is kind of like having schizophrenia, like two voices at the same time, at like all the time, and you're like, I'm just trying to operate as a person and like get things set up, and then yes, I can be kind of grouchy. So I really appreciate the people I get to play with because they're so generous with their like emotions and feelings and like support for me. So thank you to my village because it's complicated as in my lifestyle. Yeah, thank you.
And if you could play a gig with any other act in the entire world at any venue in the world, who would it be with and where would it be?
Okay, I have an upgrade to your question.
Okay.
Alive or dead?
Okay. I would like to hear. I would like to hear both answers.
Okay, because not that I was thinking about you in the shower today, Zach, but
it happens.
I know, but I was like, how will I answer this question? And because my immediate reaction was Elliott Smith.
All right.
I didn't know the parameters of this question. So ideally, the 40-watt, Athens, Georgia, Elliott Smith, he opens for me.
All right.
Right? Because I'm vain. And then if other operations are intact for like how this question has to go, then Rosie Thomas opens for me.
Okay.
Possibly Pedro the Lion, which was Ben Gibbard's first project.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be like my third choice. But like depending on how you want to phrase this question, those are like first idea, second idea, third idea. But, yeah.
And I could hear Elliott Smith, Sarah Dunn.
I know. He gave me a lot of permission to speak to my feelings, and I really appreciate him. And if his family should ever happen across this obscure interview, I hope they know how much he is still living on in the hearts of people. Yeah. Definitely,
yeah. What would you say has been the highlight of your music career so far?
So this answer has to do with you.
Okay.
Okay, so I had my EP release last June of 2022. And I get this text from this guy named Zach Anderson. He was like, hey, if you need people to play at your CD release, let me know. And like, I think my reply eventually was like, yeah, cool, sounds great, would love that to happen. But on the inside, I was like this, oh my God! Like, this guy who I really think is cool is like offering, like volunteering to do this thing. And like, my hair was like a cat that like got scared. And I was super excited and pleased because I really appreciate and admire you on many levels. And yeah, that was a really cool moment where I was like, people who are way too cool for me are like volunteering to do this thing. And so that was one of the coolest things I have experienced. And I am 41.
Oh.
So
Well, it was really fun.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
And now I would like you to describe your music in 2 words.
It's emo Americana.
All right.
Yeah.
I can see/hear that.
I know. No. I'm emo, but I only know how to play one genre so far. So.
But it's good to mix genres together like that. It makes everything more unique and you. So.
I appreciate that reflection. Okay.
And I like to end all my interviews with 3 interesting or random facts about yourself that many people may not know.
Besides the fact that I am actually a very boring person, I have been a Waffle House waitress.
Okay.
Which in recent like TikTok, Instagram, social media fame seems a lot cooler than it actually was.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
But I can get that scattered, smothered, covered, top, diced, chunked, topped, and peppered.
Okay.
Or at least I can say that in the right order. I have been a psychologist on a maximum security prison yard in California.
Okay.
Which is really great for dinner parties. So invite me to your dinner parties. Because I've got stories. Because I worked like next door to Charles Manson.
Wow.
Robert Downey Jr. had been there at the prison I got to work at. And I never got to work with them, obviously, because I can say their names. But like, it was really a fascinating and illuminating opportunity to be a prison psychologist for like the worst of the worst, who more often than not were like the best of the best.
Right.
So that was super cool. My third thing. I have a black belt in karate.
Okay. Wow. That explains my ribs now, but...
Oh my gosh, no, I just really like to hug you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, and I will forever like carry in my heart how I injured you with like a too strong hug. But I'm
a fragile person, so it's fine.
No, I am just like a hoyden. Do you know the word? I'm just klutzy and like robust in all the wrong ways.
When did you receive your black belt?
On the same day as my senior homecoming dance. Which is super interesting because part of it was using the bow, which is like a long stick, to do like your forms of showing like that you know how like do all the motions with it. Mm-hmm. And in that process, I was so nervous that I whacked myself in the face with my bow, and I was like, oh my gosh, am I gonna have a black eye at my homecoming picture? So like this is how vain I was. Oh, and it was the same day I took my SATs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was a really long day.
Yeah.
My dress was great, my date was whatever. And but yeah, that was so
Did your belt clash with your dress, or did it match?
You know, if I had worn my belt with that dress, I would have been fantastic. Yeah. So thank you for. I'd never considered that blending, but yeah. So don't mess with me.
Yeah.
But I'm probably not going to do anything. I'm just going to try to talk my way out of it.
Right.
So.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, and you're a wonderful person.
Well, thank you.
All right.
If you'd like to check out Sarah Dunn, please visit the link below. And now we'll cut to performance from Sarah. So thanks again, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Bye. So good. Thank you.
Sent a text of lovers' bones to you while I sat home alone on the covers where we sat the same. I wish that could be like us, the almond and the radius, the phosphorus and calcium remains. I wanna be those bones, I wanna be those bones with you. No, I wanna be those bones, I wanna be those bones with you. Jealous of how cold still they rest in what their bodies built. Like this did they ask if they were meant to be alone on our ligaments. Make us now so intimate. Would we be the same within our bindings? And I wanna be those bones. I wanna be those bones with you. And I wanna be those bones. I wanna be those bones with you. I wished you would let me in, the sinew underneath your skin. I'd wash around in you until I got to your heart. Take out my tiny brush and wipe away the years of dust, the mud that collects between that keeps us apart. And no,